What were you up to at 29 years old? Kia ora, I'm Charlotte and I help elders all around New Zealand write their memoirs and histories. I asked Tasha from Motueka this question.
Hi, my name is Tasha and I live in this beautiful, beautiful little place called Motueka in the South Island. And I've been here just over a year with my husband, Nicholas, and I am now retired and I have a couple of little hobbies. I like knitting and I make little outfits for the local doctors, which they give away. And then I'm quite a lions fanatic, so I do quite a lot of work with the lions. When I was 29, I had a couple of really rough years because my second child, a little boy, was born and we were over in England. We had left my husband. He was about 3 weeks old and I found him one night practically dead, I suppose is the word. He'd stopped breathing. He was, as I say, 3 weeks old. I went to feed him and no response, no nothing. Picked him up and he was limp and floppy and very grey looking. I performed CPR and screamed for my father. He called the ambulance and we ended up in Stoke Mandeville Hospital for about 6 weeks, where I had a very, very sick little boy. And then one day he woke up and screamed his head off, and I knew then he was going to be all right. So we left and that was fine, but the marriage didn't survive and I was on my own and I was extremely overweight because I'd been comfort eating. Looked at myself in the mirror. I was going to a friend's wedding at the time and I bought a lovely outfit and I looked like a frump and I thought, why have I let myself go like this? So I immediately joined an aerobics group and started losing weight. And then I got involved with West Auckland Mountain Safety, as that where I was living at the time. I came back to New Zealand. I'd forgotten that bit. And I joined West Auckland Mountain Safety. I went as a participant to start with on a course and loved it so much I got involved with them and ended up doing a St John outdoor first aid instructor course. And so I started doing that for them. Loved it, going through Waitakaris and all sorts of bits and pieces. It was great. I got very much involved with life because seeing how ill my little boy had been, I realised how precious life is. And so I thought, right, carpe diem, and got involved in all sorts of things. I did a little bit of modelling, not professionally, but catwalking for various fundraising things. And I loved parties, as you probably can gather. I'm a bit of a social butterfly. And so I did a lot of fancy dress things. I was part of a wine club. And we used to do some daft things like that. I was born into a traditional family of butchers. It had been going for about 300 years, the Barnwell family butchers. And my father was he wasn't the head person, but he was one of the brothers. And they all owned this business between them. And I, being also of that group, was expected to join them. Well, quite a few things stopped that because I don't like being cold and you have to be in a cold environment to work with meat. I hated the abattoir that was attached next door. I couldn't bear the animals being there for slaughter. I feel a bit of a hypocrite because I ought to be vegetarian, but I like meat too much. Later on in life, when I got a small farm up in Taranaki, Opunaki, I had miniature belted Galloway cattle and various other things. We did home kill because I felt that I could give the animals the best life they could possibly have until the moment of their demise, if you like. 1 minute they're in a field grazing, the next they're not there anymore. If I could give my 29-year-old self some advice about life as it's been, I think it would be to don't worry about the small stuff. Just don't worry. Life turns out, whether you like it or not, it will always happen. And just make the best of it. Really, really try and look for the positives in life. I mean, shit happens. Sorry, shouldn't say that. Life was never fair. I don't know where we were ever given the idea that it was, because it's never been fair and it never will be fair. But it is what you make it, and it is the attitude that you choose to put upon the occasion.
I think this video is a really great example of the fact that you really can't tell what people have gone through till you sit down and have a conversation with them. And awesome advice from Tasha about not sweating the little things. So why 29? Well, on the 29th of November, I'm going to be launching a 1-year memoir writing program in Motueka. If you're interested in learning more about that, check out the information below and the link below. Otherwise, stay tuned for the next fascinating 29 video about a Motueka elder.